Hello everybody, it's Monty117 here, and I've finally been to a concert this is my first concert in, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years. Yeah, I haven't actually been to a proper concert in a while because of, it's really expensive and stuff. But I managed to actually go to a concert, and I went to see Perfect Circle because this is the only time they will be coming to my country, Norway. So yeah, I thought, hey, why not see Perfect Circle? That was because they had a new album, and their new album was not that bad. It was not the best I've heard from these guys, but I liked it fine. It would be cool to see how they would perform most of these songs live. And I must say that the final verdict of the concert was that it was a fantastic experience, which I won't regret taking. I'm not going to go through all the songs that they played, but I can definitely say that the highlights of the concert, when talking about the songs, were they did a fantastic performance of Counting Bodies Like Sheep to the Rhythm of the War Drums from their cover album Emotive, where they were so energized, and everyone in the audience was energized. I was energized. They were Maynard's vocals were relatively good. They were just having a blast, and as soon as you get to that chorus, you just can't help but sing along. And the sound and the production, or at least the sound was good. I could hear everything. It's just a fantastic performance. Another performance which was follows a highlight, which they played, was The Package from 13th Step. They had I said again, the Maynard's vocals sound exactly like the studio version. He even managed to make it a bit creepier. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background with all these visuals, which were cool. The guitar sounded good. As soon as it got to that breakdown, everybody was energized. Everybody was cheering, including myself. It was so worth it. This concert was just a fantastic experience. The best part of the concert, was just that it was so immersive, and there was a lot of stuff going on in the background with the visuals, and and how there was all these lights, and how the lights moved around. It corresponded with what was happening with the music, So sometimes when the guitar would do some weird whammy bar effect or something, the lights would correspond to what was happening with the guitar, It's just supposed to be a light, I like that. I like small details like that. One thing that was kind of weird, this is not a nitpick by any means, but it was kind of weird how in the actual concert, Maynard never really revealed himself. He was kind of in the shadows. He was really hard to see. And I'm not sure if that was just because I was sitting really far back. Cause I didn't really see them right in front of the stage. I was sitting really far back. But it was hard to get used to the fact that you never really get to see Maynard, his face or anything. I got to see him near what it was when he was talking about it, introducing the members, and before the show was over. I got to see a bit of his face, but for the most part, it was just kind of weird just not seeing his face at all. There's even some live performances of songs that I didn't even like on the actual album, but were pretty good live. Which was a good example was So Long and Thanks for All the Fish from the recent album. I never liked it on the actual album because it was just kind of boring and it didn't really have a lot of energy. But when they played it live, it had more life, and everybody, and it just sounded more fun overall. I mean, there's a few nitpicks I have with this concert, and one of the few nitpicks I have is that was the stage presence of Maynard. He didn't really do a whole lot. He kind of just stood there and moved around once in a while. He didn't really do a whole lot. There's not even a lot of the guitarists kind of moved around. They were kind of just they kind of just moved around, and even when the songs got really, really exciting, nothing really happened. It was mostly just a lot of the visuals that was happening, and the lights, and how Maynard Maynard sang. Listen, some of his vocals here were fantastic, especially on Talk and Disillusioned. He was nailing the vocals there, and it even sounded better than it did on the original. And another thing I really did not like was that they did not play Judas. Yeah, I know that sounds pretty weird, but they did not play Judas this tour. Yeah, I mean, it's Judas. It's their staple track. It's a classic for many fans, and they didn't even play it. And they didn't even play Pet either, yet they managed to play Counting Bodies Like Sheep to the rhythm of the war drums. They could have, like, had Pet come right after, you know, so it could be like a companion piece. But no, they just played Counting Bodies Like Sheep to the rhythm of the war drums, and then they didn't really play anything special after that. And also it's kind of weird how they included in the concert, they included the cover version of People Are People, which, and I don't really remember a lot of people thinking that cover was like a masterpiece or whatever. But yeah, I'm not gonna stop them from using what the hell they want for their set list. There's a few songs in there I'm still not a huge fan of. Like the People Are People, like I said, and the title track from Eat the Elephant. I don't know why that track just kind of bores me. There was even like a Free Libras mix, which was kind of weird. I didn't even notice that. But if it's one thing I can say is that this concert was definitely worth the dust. And I liked the visuals, the sound was good. There was even a good warm-up band as well, which I'm going to mention that as well. There's a warm-up band before the band came in called Black Peaks, which is really metalcore, really Tool-like, and it was a lot of fun. The first few tracks were just kind of weird. I forgot what they were called, but there was one track in particular that stood out, and that was a track called "I Say You Will." Like the vocalist was screaming, and he was running around and jumping, and the drummer was just kicking ass. The guitarist, it was hard. I had a hard time hearing the guitarist, but when he did kick ass, he kicked ass. The bass was tight. They just kicked ass, and they were a lot of fun to watch, and it was a good way of getting us pumped up for Perfect Circle, which was just as exciting. So yeah, this is a fantastic concert. Some of the stage presence could have been a bit more energized, and not everything was great, but for the most part, the vocal performances, the visuals, the addition of Black Peaks, this is definitely a concert which I recommend to you guys who haven't watched Perfect Circle live. I definitely recommend you guys watching Perfect Circle live. They're definitely more of a live band than a studio band, which is why some of their studio efforts never really quite got to me that much as much as others. They even made a much more popular version of Weak and Powerless too. So yeah, that's all I have to say about in this video. Cause I just wanted to share my thoughts on my first concert in years. I hope thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day onwards. Peace.